Another tutorial for the Metayota Editor. This is the code of my website, and this is how my website looks. So it's just the default template. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to create a new database table and a form on the website to add data into this table. For this, I'm going to add a new resource. The title and name of the resource is book. For the type, I'm going to select database table. The project is website. The resource has been created. Already I see a warning on the bottom right of the screen. I need to add permissions for users and visitors. Get the basic resource data. I am switching to the parameters view. For a database table, the parameters are also the columns of the table. My first parameter, or database column, is title, with the type text. It is a required field, or for a database table it means null, or not null. The second parameter is description. It has the type big text, so a text area is used. It is required, and I click on OK to add the parameter. The last parameter I am going to add is price. It is of type number. I click on OK to add the last parameter. The resource is saved. When I now click on Create Database Table, the database table is automatically created. I click the Preview button to see my table. It has no data yet. I am going to add a new book. It has the title Harry Potter. I will also add a description and a price. When I now click OK, a new row is added into the database table. I see now my new book in the list of books. It is also possible to update the parameters again. I just need to change the parameters again to add the US dollar to the number component. And I click on OK to save the parameter. I do not need to program anything to administer my books or anything else. Let's see if the US dollar is now visible when I edit the book. Okay, let's say I want to create a new form on my website to add books. I'm searching for the resource website.home. There I want to add the form to add a book. I switch to the editor view to write a few lines of code. With form.resource, I can create a form for a resource. I am going to set the resource type to book. When I now click the Save button, I see a warning appears on the bottom right. It says that I've missed to add some dependencies. Let's click on this to fix it. I will switch now to the dependency view to see what the editor has added there. This form.resource is new. So this is my new tag. Let's switch to the preview to see how my form looks. Great. There is just no title and no submit button yet. I am going to set the label attribute, which is the title in this case. The title will be Add a New Book. The submit label will just be Add Book. And I will set the event attribute, called Submit. This will be fired when the user clicks the Submit button. The function this.addBook will be called, and passing the event variable containing the form data. I will now create a new tab with the JavaScript code to add the function. I create a new class called HomeWebsite. It extends from the class tag. And the function to insert a new book into the database. It uses resource.call to call the PHP tab of the current resource. Of course, I submit the form data to the server. But the PHP tab does not yet exist. So I am going to create the PHP tab for this resource. It will create the database row with the data submitted. I'm going to use the db-insert function. The first parameter is the name of the table, in this case book. The second parameter is the data, in this case the $data variable. Let's switch again to the preview to see if I can now insert new books into my database table. I'm going to create a new book. This time it's Harry Potter 2, and write some random description. A new book from Harry Potter. The book costs $21. When I click on Add Book, a new message appears on the bottom right. You have no access to make server calls to the resource website.home. I am going to fix this shortly and add permissions to make server calls. Now the form should work. I again add a new book. I just call it new book. The description, another book. And the price is $21. I click the button to save it. Now I switch to the book database table. The book is saved and appears in the list. It is so easy to handle database tables with Metayota. Go to our website www.metayota.com.